I've got a grudge against Texas still. We can get into that later. So, all right, let's hit the road here. Still getting used to the format here myself. Weird. As long as those red lines stay there, we're good. Can't be losing. Hey, welcome back to Okayest Cook podcast. I'm your host, Chris Whonsetler. We are in a brand new location. This is my studio, and I've got this cool kitchen set that I've never used before. This is literally the first time I've used it. It might be the new home of Okayest Cook. Time will tell. It's hard to say. But my inaugural guest, Michael Gomez of Gomez Barbecue, is with me today. I'm going to be fiddling with this stuff for a little bit. So, Michael, how are you today?
Good. You know, rocking. We had a real long weekend, so I'm feeling it today for sure.
Like a party weekend or a work weekend?
Work and play.
That's always kind of both,
it's kind
right?
of both, yeah. Especially right after all the work. We had two farmers markets, Carmel and Broad Ripple, on Saturday morning.
Nice.
So I had that all set bright and early this morning, or Saturday morning. And then we had two catering gigs in the afternoon. So, and then one of them was kind of big, and then the other one was kind of an easy drop off. So,
all right.
But it was at the same time. So, like 30 minutes. So I had to go do one, fly, deliver, and then come back and finish up.
Jeez. Yeah, that's a lot.
And then all the packing and unloading, and then loading and unpacking is.
It's a couple things.
Yeah, I'm feeling it today. So it's like in the muscles. Yes. I woke up, I was like, ooh, old age is kicking in.
It'll do that. It'll do that to you. Yeah. But no kids, right?
No kids.
No kids. Yeah.
No.
So at least you didn't have like a little toddler knocking on your door at 5:30 in the morning, I did. So
at least I slept through. There was a beagle involved, so he was kind of like,
beagles could be worse. My mother-in-law has a beagle, and when that thing's around, you know it.
Yeah, he's very persistent if he needs to go out. So he's just like, no, it's time. Okay, let's go. Yeah.
We both got the same wake up call.
Yeah, just a little different.
Yeah. So you own a restaurant?
Well, actually, we use it as a catering facility now.
Okay.
We've actually been closed to the public for, I think it's been 2 years now. Okay. Where we transitioned from that to just a catering facility. My
lack of knowledge and research is kicking in.
Yeah, it's already. Okay. No worries. No, people all the time, they mention, oh, you're still open over there. I go, oh, no. We've moved it. We've changed a little thing here and there. Yeah. It was working all right, but the catering gigs were more profitable. And I'd have to close down the shop to do some, we'd have a, 300 person catering gig. Be like, well, I can't do both. And the catering gig is guaranteed money. And it was kind of like one of those things where you got to swerve into where the most profits coming from.
100%, yeah.
And it was the farmers markets and the catering. So it was kind of like how I started was catering years ago. Okay. At an indie kitchen. That was where my first kitchen was, the rental kitchen over on Central. And then I started doing a couple farmers markets, some pop-up dinners, things like that. And then we opened up the space at City Market. And after that, we were looking at a second location almost a year later, just we need to find a way to boost this even more. And once we found a spot, because there's cool things happening in that area over in 10th and Rural. There was a bunch of stuff that was supposed to happen. And one of my favorite breweries was over there. They just opened up they were opening up 18th Street Brewery. Really good people. And so I was like, oh, this is kind of neat. I'd be right next to a brewery. Yeah. It'd be cool. And it was kind of a hip, it seemed like the wave was coming from 10th Street. You saw this revamping of the sidewalks, lights, all that stuff. And COVID hit in the middle of all that, and it slowed everything down. All the things that were supposed to happen are now happening years later. So they're redoing the roads, they're redoing the sidewalks now, of course, which makes sense. It just was what it was. And then we got that place open in 2021. And then we moved from the City Market. We moved out of that because that they were going to close it down and redo what I heard they're working on it now.
Yeah, it's all fenced up. I don't know what's going on there.
Well, they so what they needed to do was like totally rehab the place. The facility needed a total redo, and you can't have open business and do both. So they finally decided to pull the trigger on that. What I've heard through my friends that are still connected with that, like the guys I know who are connected with the government and stuff like that have told me like a few things of what's happening over there. And they were like, yeah, well, they're going to turn the YMCA into an apartment complex. So they're going to tear that down and build. And then they're going to revamp the city market again, which it needed it again. And then apparently they're going to put in glass floors outside so you could see into the catacombs and be really cool space. So I just hope that, you know, like the people they hire to be in charge of all that are interested in like, it's just like a partnership of business and the historical building and
it's
all
tough
that
balance.
Stuff. Yeah, it is. Yeah. I mean, like they were a nonprofit with profit businesses connected to them. Yeah. So it's kind of a tough dance.
Yeah. That's honestly, that's kind of what's happening here at the Stutz.
Oh yeah.
Almost the exact same conversation, you know, with the artist here, and then, you know, new companies coming in and revamping and, you know, doing awesome things. They brought Amelia's and Cafe Patachou, which has been phenomenal, not for my belly, but for my soul.
Yeah.
But
no,
it's business.
It's business. It has to go both. Like, I mean, I have a cousin who's a really good artist, and we talked like years ago. I bet he won't even remember us talking about this, but like he wanted to sell more of his stuff, and I was like, well, you need to start an Instagram account. You need to start this. You need to start promoting. You need to start selling. He goes, oh no. I go, yeah, man, it's a business too.
Business stuff,
it's a business. Like, I mean, hire a manager if you want to hire a manager, but like if you want to just be the artist, but like it's both. Like you got to play the dance, or else. I mean, or else you're not going to sell.
Yep. I mean, restaurants.
Same
I'm a freelance photographer, so artist. Yeah, it's all like we got to do business on top of what we want to do.
Yeah, and if you want, like, if you want to do fancy, cool photos or like awesome like things just for you, you have to do 3 weddings so that you can travel to go do.
You got to buy this stuff. You got to find clients. Yeah. We're getting off track.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
We're getting off track. So food. I love you mentioned City Market. That's where I first found you.
Yeah.
I forget what I was doing down there. I think, so I've been here in the Stutz for a while, and I think at the time I was craving some barbecue, and like I knew about Big Hoffa's up on the north side. I was like, man, that's a haul. Like I can't go to Westfield if I'm working downtown today. And so I think I just did a random Google search, and you were there in City Market. I ran over and I grabbed, I believe, like a rice bowl type thing.
Oh yeah, the BBQ bowl.
And dude, it ticked all the boxes. I mean,
we haven't done that.
Crazy filling, just like amazing meat. The sauce was incredible. But actually, we skipped this portion of the podcast, our notable meals.
Oh, yeah.
But if I can like rewind back, gosh, I mean, maybe 10 years. I don't know when you were in City Market.
We opened in 2017.
Okay,
I think is the
so it could have been a decade ago.
Yeah,
but you had some horseradish coleslaw that just blew my socks off.
Well, that's a stolen recipe from my brother. My brother he owns the AVG pub on 16th Street,
nice,
and over by the California Burger, and he throws horseradish in his slaw. So I was just like, man, this is pretty good.
Game changing.
So I started doing it. I was like, oh yeah, this is the stuff right here.
Yes. Well, dude, just like that flavor, whatever you call that flavor, just sharp, harsh. It pairs so well with meats, in my opinion.
And the sweets of the sauce and all that stuff. Yeah. And dude, that was a good. We sold through those a lot back in the day.
You were out of it quite a bit.
Yeah. Well, the rice would just go, and then we'd cook more rice, and I'm like, it was a fun time. But that one and the quesadilla were like so the barbecue bowl is the fastest dish. Here you go. See you later.
Like from a production standpoint, or just from a popularity?
From production.
Okay. Nice.
The quesadilla was the second. Both of those were the most popular items, and the quesadilla was such a cluster. Because we could only fit, we only had sandwich presses because we didn't have a hood system. We didn't have, because we were in the middle of the City Market.
Yeah. And let's explain City Market, for people who aren't aware. It's almost like a It's almost like an indoor farmer's market. You could say like just little booths.
So it's been a marketplace since the 1800s, 1880 something.
Yeah.
It was built there, and the Tomlinson Family Trust, I believe, still have sway in what happens with the building.
Yeah.
And it was deeded to the city, I believe, as long as it was maintained as a marketplace of some kind, a market hall. Like there's requirements for vegetable sales and things like that.
Gotcha.
So that's why they still are doing the farmers market. I don't know if that's still the case, but I mean, I've talked to a few people who are more knowledgeable than me, and they told me that that's what the deal was.
Gotcha.
So,
but small booth space.
Yeah. So what it was is like, I mean, you could see these like in Cleveland, Cincinnati, like Wisconsin, Dayton, Ohio has a smaller one, but they're in like the one in Cleveland is almost just like ours, the way it was built. So you got like a ring of vendors on the outside that had hoods, and then another like couple of zones of vendors in the center. And we were in the center, so we didn't have a hood system. So we had to use sandwich presses that could hold 3 quesadillas. But then like a dozen people would order quesadillas all at once. So we were.
You always had a big line.
Yeah.
Yeah, City Market.
Yeah, so that was our start. It was a cool place.
We all have to start somewhere.
Yeah, and it was a really cool place, and I think that they'll bring it back. Hopefully, I hope they just bring it where it's cooler, you know, like because it just needs more, like to be, especially in between the garage food hall. And then the guys, I think it's Hendricks, is it? The Hendrickson or whatever, the company that is the construction or whatever, the garage food hall.
Okay.
They're doing the City Market,
nice,
I believe. And not the City Market. Circle Center Mall.
Okay.
They're doing the Circle Center Mall. So like you're going to have a really cool Circle Center Mall. Like they're going to bust it open and like have some outdoor space, I believe.
Oh, cool.
And then there's the garage, and then City Market's right in between. So I think if they make that cool, that connects all of Mass Ave all the way to downtown, like I think that'd be really fun, especially with, you know, all those open storefronts and stuff.
Yeah.
So like who knows what's going to happen in another 10 years.
Yeah.
So
just going to be cool. It's going to be better. Yeah. I mean, Indy's getting real popular with all the events. So we got to feed the people coming to the events. So. Yes. And you're going to be around. Hopefully, doing some catering stuff still. And
well, maybe.
Farmers market. So.
10 years from now, I don't know.
You're a young pup.
Yeah.
It'll be around.
Well, we'll be doing the Pride Festival next weekend.
Saturday
and Friday. Or Saturday and Sunday, which hopefully it doesn't rain, but like it should
just like as a pop-up tent?
Yeah, we'll have a 20-foot tent, and then we'll have like bacon on a stick and like all that other fun stuff.
All right.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I'll be out of town, so I'm heading to BHA Rendezvous to talk to a lot of outdoorsy people.
Oh, cool!
Which is going to be super cool for me. But I know Ariel's doing a cool event that I'm going to miss, and I mean, I'll go anywhere. You got to find Gomez barbecue. So I would love to eat some bacon on a stick with a bunch of the Pride people. So I think that'd be sick. But what do you guys do at the farmers markets? Like, what do you sell there?
So up in Carmel, we do biscuits and gravy with brisket as our meat.
No.
So we take all our leftover chopped brisket and like throw it into the gravy.
So not burnt in, but like just leftover.
I'll slice brisket for sandwiches, and then whatever's left, like we chop it up into bits and then throw it in. There's like a big population of people who don't eat pork up north.
Andy's pork intolerant.
Yeah. So that it's like it's kind of funny like that. There's this huge group that like just doesn't eat pork. So, and there was a couple other B&G people at the market, so I wanted to set myself different. They all did the normal sausage,
How does that come out, like texturally? I mean,
it's just chunks of beef. Like,
'cause I did a few episodes ago. We did an outdoor episode, so we did a duck hunt, and then we cooked on the back of my truck.
Cool.
And I did all of it ahead of time, but I made a pulled goose leg biscuit and gravy.
Interesting.
And just like because the meat was pulled instead of just like chunks of sausage. Like just texturally, it was a little weird.
Yeah, because you were like eating pulled pork gravy soup.
Yeah.
So,
but the brisket, I imagine, is a little bit more.
So if you had just taken that cut instead of, like, you can still pull it, but then turn it and just chop it into bits, then you would have that texture would have been better.
Yeah.
It's just, I did that too.
Okay.
I did it. I was like, some of the brisket would or I did it with pulled pork, and I pulled it, and I mixed it in, and it was just like eating.
We'll try chopping it next time.
It was like eating noodles, like gravy.
Just a little stringy. I mean, stringy biscuits and gravy.
Yeah.
The taste was there. It was fire. It was so good. But
yeah.
Just on your tongue, it just felt like it didn't feel like biscuits
I
and
know
gravy.
exactly what you're talking about. Yes. So just chop it up. That's the only way to.
Dude, the biscuits and gravy though. Oh my gosh. You serve that everywhere? Farmers markets or
just at the farmers markets? We used to serve it at the shop on Sundays when we were doing like a mini brunch. We would only be open till 2 or something. Okay. And I would do like a fun sandwich each week. Like it was like Bob's Burgers. Like,
oh my gosh,
So I'd be all right, each week I would do something wild, and then each week it'd be like, I ran out of ideas. Like I'd just be like, all right, I guess I'll do this. Like, I think my favorite one that it didn't sell. It sold okay, but like it was a one-time only thing where we did soft shell crab, but like Nashville hot chicken style.
Really?
With an egg and everything.
Oh my word!
It was, dude. It was really good.
I need to stop learning how to cook for myself and start eating out more.
Soft shell crab is like a sleeper favorite thing. Yeah. If someone has soft shell crab on the menu, I'd be like, oh no, we're gonna try that. Like
it's been a long time since I've had it.
Yeah, like Magdalena's down on Fountain Square. It's like in New Orleans, like a little like upscale New Orleans vibe.
Yeah.
And excuse me, man, I don't know what's going on. I'm gonna take a little sip of water.
The tickles are going around, man. I'm still dealing with some
seriously
some sinus allergies. I think some plant is like growing up in my sinuses. I can't kick it.
The cottonwoods, when they drop in this town,
is that what it is? Right
now? For me, like you'll see it looks like
little puffballs.
Yeah, little puffballs, and they collect and they look like snow almost. And like that's when gets me. Like, and it's this time of year when they drop, and it's just like no.
That's got to be it. Yep. So I'm just like I can't do anything.
So
anyway,
Magdalena's over in Fountain Square. They're on the south side of Fountain Square, past the fountain, over by the old. They're in the old Thunderbird.
Okay.
Yeah, right behind the big brick building where the rooftop is and all that.
Yeah.
And Imbibe and all those places.
Stunning area.
Yeah, they had a soft shell crab dish, and I was like, no, we're trying this, and it was so good. It was like, oh yeah.
But you did Nashville hot chicken crab. Oh my gosh, yeah,
dude, Nashville hot chicken, like that's also one of my favorite things to get. Like I've been to Hattie's down and then Prince's as well down in Tennessee, and then in this town, man, like people like to throw Nashville hot chicken on the menu, but it's not.
It's not hot
chicken. Well, it's not hot. Well, I mean, yeah, it's not hot enough.
Yeah,
for me, and except when I was at Hattie's and that lady lit me up, like, and she was like, "Are you sure?" And I was just like,
yes.
"Yeah." And then she was
Let's
like,
go.
And I was just dying, like, and she looked at me and I'm sweating bullets. I was like, "Oh yeah, it's good." Like,
you made her day.
But Hot Boys over in like halfway to Fountain Square, like that little stretch there, they do a really good job.
All right. We'll check it out. But I got to watch it because like I got the whole the indigestion. What is it?
Yeah, I got you.
It's heartburn. I take a Maspro. Yeah, it helps me out. So.
I have that
stomach acid.
If I have that if just on certain things, like I just need to avoid like blistered tomatoes at like 10 o'clock at night or something like that. Any late night tomato other than pizza is against me.
Yeah, it stinks. Yeah, when the doctor told me, he's like, "Hey, you can cut out coffee, acid, alcohol, or you can take this pill." I'm like, I'll take that pill.
Yeah, like that. He's not a good. Like, I mean, I guess he's a good salesman if he's wanting you to get on the pill.
He gave me a choice. He's like,
yeah.
Either or.
Was it kind of like you could get rid of all these awesome things, or you could take this? Like
he didn't quite label it like that. It's just he just happened to rattle off all my favorite things.
Yeah.
Spicy food and tomatoes and like
I love spicy food. I love spicy food so much.
Yeah.
Like this Indian place over here.
I haven't been.
It's over by like Wishard Eskenazi, the old Wishard, where they tore that hospital down, and it's right by the Qdoba in that strip mall.
Oh, okay,
There's an Indian place right there. I never remember his name because it's always I just can't. But like you go there and they'll light you up. It's like they'll bring the heat, and it's like so good.
Yeah,
and Bodie too. Like that's another place, Bodie at the end of Mass Ave.
Yeah,
they bring the heat if you ask for it.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
like my family's like, no. And I'm like, well, for my birthday, I was like, this is my noodles, and it's gonna be hot.
Yeah.
And they were like, all
No
upset.
sharing.
They're like, you guys can share, like you guys can have some, but I'm ordering the hot this time.
Yes. Dude, last episode I talked about Momofuku.
Oh yeah.
I don't know, I'm probably not saying that right.
No, I think that's right.
But I finally ordered a set of their noodles. And I got the Szechuan.
Oh yeah.
And I got the chili oil.
Yeah.
And their chili oil
chili crunch
is divine.
It's really good.
Crazy good, but a lot spicier than like all the other chili oils I've had.
Oh, dude.
And so like doing that, the Szechuan plus the chili oil, like, man, I was feeling that.
I'll bring you mine sometime. I make my own for the farmers markets.
Ooh.
Yeah, like because it's just crazy how expensive that stuff is.
It gets pricey. Yeah.
It gets real pricey. Like his chili crunch is good. His seasoning is really good. He sells little jars of seasoning.
Okay, I didn't get those.
And there's his Szechuan one is really good.
Yeah.
And like I always try stuff and I go, I can make this. Like let me just let me engineer this into make it more me.
Reverse it, yeah.
The chili crunch I make is kind of like kitchen sink stuff. Like I'll be like, what do I have?
Yeah.
You know, and then I'll just mix it all up and I'll make something like, oh, let's throw cashews this time in.
Dude, that on top of your biscuits and gravy.
Oh yeah. People dig that.
Oh my gosh. That's got me real excited right now.
Yeah. Like we make this orange, like it looks like it's gonna kill you, like spicy sauce. Yeah. And it's just 2 ingredients, and it's not hot. Okay. It's just got heat and it's got flavor.
Yes.
And I couldn't sell it for the life of me. I had it bottled. Yeah. Like, well, I mean,
just because people look at it.
People look at it and they assume. And then all of a sudden I started out. They were like, "Well, how hot is it?" And I said, "Well, it's Indiana hot." And they were like, the guy goes, "Oh, like mild?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Oh, I'll take some."
Basically ketchup.
Yeah, it's just it's not going to kill you. It's gonna just give you some flavor and a little heat.
I like that term, Indiana hot.
Yeah. Once I started saying that, people just giggle and go, "Oh, I'll take one." Like, and I was like, finally selling this stuff. Like it's.
Yeah, we talked about that last week as well. It just people here can't do spice.
It just depends. Like if you're. Like when you find the places that give you spice, you probably see the same people that are like, if you go to another spicy restaurant, you'll probably see the same guys there, the same guy. They're like, "Oh, hey, yeah.
They follow that spice.
Yeah. Oh man. Anything was like, I love heat. Like we could talk about heat. This could be a heater episode.
We have to change the title here.
Yeah.
We're getting off track.
But I had this memory as a kid of this cashew Chinese chicken recipe with the peppers that they cut.
The Kung Pao?
I don't, it was like
that's what they call it.
Cashew spicy chicken. Yep. That's all I could remember.
Yeah.
And as I got older and I would go out on my own, I would order it all the time and nothing would match up. Nothing to this childhood memory of like this spicy chicken. And I finally I asked my mom, I was like, "Mom, I order this spicy chicken everywhere I go and it's all disappointing. It's never the same. It's never like what I thought it was." And she goes, "When was this?" I go, "Like when I was a kid." And she was like thinking back and she goes, "Oh, I cooked Chinese food for like 3 years. That was probably my recipe." I was like, "What?" No. So now I'm
sitting on it the whole time.
Yeah. So she's had this recipe in the back. So I asked her to like try to recreate it. See, we're trying to recreate all our childhood
that's awesome
recipes. But I realized I need to sit there and like write them down because she goes like, "Okay." Just throws up, she fills up her palm and looks at it and throws it into the pot or whatever. I was like, "Well, how much was that?" And she goes, about a fist.
You have to measure her hand.
Yeah. So now like we did a thing where I'm like, "Okay, now dump that into a cup." And I started measuring stuff. So we've got a few recipes, but it's such a long road. I texted my brothers and sister and I was like, "What recipes do you want?" And they were like, "Oh, the green spaghetti. Oh, the chicken tenders. Oh, this." So now the list is.
That is
like it's
beautiful.
Too much.
I love that experiment adventure. So, like that's gonna be super cool to have.
I've got to really put my foot down and make it happen more because like it's gonna be it's like 30 recipes. So
it's a lot to do.
I know it's a lot to do.
Yeah, either one really long weekend or
dude,
one a week for a month,
like a marathon of eating for each day.
Yes. Well, I saw this Instagram post the other day, and it 100% was that. Like it said, like people are losing that.
Yeah,
like people don't just cook by feel, by emotion, by taste anymore. Like, well, I say people, air quotes, kind of the general public.
Yeah.
Most of us, I would say, unless you're in the food industry. And it's just it's
people
almost
are mathematical about it.
Yeah, well, it's almost like an art form that's getting lost. A lot like GPS, how that ruined like people's ability to drive and just navigate.
Yeah,
like AI is like destroying the current generation's ability to communicate like without technology. It's like we're the average person cooking, myself, is just like we're relying too much on the internet and other people to tell us what to do, and that's why we exist, I guess, as the Okayest Cook. Like we're trying to bring that back, trying to bring back experimentation, trying to
make some bad food,
make some bad
food, and then like go, how can I make this? Like this isn't what I wanted.
Exactly, you have to follow up.
I've made some bad food. I've made some really bad food where I was just like, and then I used to get so mad. Like because people,
you still have to eat.
Yeah,
it.
because
throw it away.
It's like exactly. It's just like, oh, this is terrible.
Yeah.
But yeah, like what are those? I actually kind of dig them. What are those things called? HelloFresh and Blue Apron and those things. They give you a card and everything's like set up and everything.
It's beautiful.
Like,
if you don't know what you're doing,
exactly. But my sister started doing them, and now she cooks better.
Okay.
Like she said she could cook chicken piccata, like that would be her only thing. But
now, she's like willing to translate that to something else.
Yeah, now she does some good stuff, but like they eat out all
awesome.
the time now. So like I don't know what they cook at home anymore.
Yeah.
But
that's cool.
Yeah, I think that's kind of cool, but I could see it being like, hey, I don't have my cheat sheet. I don't have my exact
what do I do?
Things. Yeah. So I don't have this ingredient. What can I use instead and make it different?
Yeah.
Okay, I added that ingredient. This doesn't taste good. What could I do to make it better?
Yes.
I don't know. That's how my mom cooks still. So like she'll be like, she'll look at something and go, oh, that's the wrong color. It's missing something. Yes. It's not the right color yet. What does that mean? She was like, I got to throw Parmesan cheese rinds in it and then make the color change. I forgot the Parmesan cheese rinds. I'm like,
you'll see in a minute.
How many cheese rinds do you keep in the freezer? She goes, a lot. Like,
oh my gosh, I love that. All right, well let's circle back to barbecue.
Cool. Yeah.
So real quick, where what got you started? Like what gave you the I guess the courage to start a restaurant?
Oh yeah, I don't know. Like so when I was it was my end of my first year of law school.
Law school?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I graduated in 2011. And after my first year, it was getting close to graduation, and my friends were like, we should have a party, And I was like, yeah, party sounds good. Finals end here. What can we do? And then my friend goes, I have a lake house like halfway to Indy. And I was like, oh, that's even better. Because then I can just go straight to Indy after the lake house. And we were like, we should do a hog roast. And I was like, well, who knows how to do it? They were like, well, none of us.
Oh, how hard can it be?
Yeah, exactly. That's how
I
hard.
said that exact same thing.
How hard could it be?
We'll circle back to that.
And so I was like, okay, I'll do some research. I'll figure it out. They're like, yeah, you like to cook. How about you figure it out? And I'm like, okay, you guys are in charge of everything else, and I'm in charge of the pig. And they're like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, great. And so I find a farm not too far away from the lake house, and I said, hey, we need a pig. And they're like, well, how big? I go, I don't know. And they're like, well, how many people? And I told them how many people. And the guy goes, you should get this pig. And I go, okay, great. Put an order, pick it up this day. And they said, yeah, okay, cool. And I'm driving this little 3 Series BMW at the time, like this old little like car. And I pull up, and the guy goes, well, where are you going to put it? And so I was like, oh yeah, I got to put it somewhere. Like I was like my car's full of clothes and stuff to take back to Indy for the summer and like all this other stuff. And then I was like, all right, screw it. Let's buckle him into the seat next to me. So I buckled the pig in next to me in this little BMW.
Oh, my word.
And I'm driving, and this pig's just like, like hanging out like some drunk friend that I'm taking home. And this cop just whizzes past me. And in my heart, I was like, I will pay for the ticket if I get pulled over right now. I don't care what he does because all I wanted to say was like, what are you doing here? And I'll be like, well, I'm just taking your friend. I'm taking your friend home, man. I don't like. I was just giggling about it. We get to the house. We borrowed this medieval looking hog roaster, this giant thing. Like it was too much. Like it looked like.
How big was the pig? Like,
I don't remember. It was big enough to sit next to me where it was about the same height.
Big enough
as
to
me.
buckle in.
Yeah, it was big enough to buckle in. It was a good size. And so we didn't think this through at all. Like, we didn't have a cooler to hold it because I got it the day before, and like we were going to marinate it and all this other stuff. So we lined we lined the bathtub with black trash bags, and then we put the ice underneath the black trash bags, and then we put the pig in there, and then we dressed up the pig with marinade and all this stuff, and then put another black trash bag over it. So it was like a Dexter kit. Like it looked very like I was like, dude, if anybody saw this, we're murderers. Like this is crazy. And we get the thing on the medieval smoker, and we just spent all night cooking it, and it came out really good. The skin and it wasn't like a normal one. Like mine is low and slow, and the skin doesn't come out crispy. Mm-hmm. Like this one had high heat, so you had to keep turning it with this busted wrench. And
the pig was on a spit.
It was in a basket.
Okay,
like it was in a long basket that you had to like screw in, like. Jeez. And the thing would get so damn hot. Like you can't, like when we unscrewed it, we were like, like it was just like, this is insane. And it crisped up the skin, and like it came out really nice. I was like, well, that was easy. And and they were like, was it? I was like, yeah. We were just like, I don't know, man. We didn't do anything but drink beer and rotate this every 15 minutes. We would like rotate this busted wrench and like lock it in, and then you'd lock it in, and then lock it in again. Jeez. And then we had a big old great time. Everybody loved it. And I thought that was fun. So I bought a little mini smoker and started doing things like that. Then after law school, I was studying to take the bar, and I didn't pass. It's a tough bar exam here in Indiana. And then I took it the third time. I took it I just couldn't get past my points. I couldn't hit that like you passed points. Like I just kept getting close, and it's every 6 months. Oh, geez. Like you have to wait 6 months.
Really?
And I took the courses, I took everything, and like the last time I took it, I broke out in hives, like covered. Like it was just like it was messing my life up. Like, well,
there's a reason I take pictures for a living instead of doing surgeries.
So I went to Dallas. I also got really sick. I was pretty sick during that big blizzard thing. It was like the polar vortex.
Yeah.
I had like severe chronic bronchitis. I had to go in the hospital, like all this stuff. I was like, I'm gonna die. like I wasn't, but I like felt that way. It felt like my lungs were just like not working. And my dad was like, okay, we're gonna send you to live with your brother in Texas. It's warmer there. I was like, what am I, Doc Holliday? Like, send him out west. It'll dry the dry air will keep you living. Like, and so I lived with my brother in Dallas, which he really liked because he was moving to a new apartment. So he used my sick ass and was like, all right, it's fine. But he took me to every barbecue place. Yeah. And every barbecue place down there was just so good. I was just like, there's just nothing like this up here. And I'm not even close to like how good they are. Like down there, it's a different world.
It is, yeah.
And it really is. Like, and I did some stuff up here, and I was like, my friend's dad was like, that's really good. You should try, maybe you should do this. And I was like, you think? And he was like, oh, I mean, do you like it? I go, yeah, but I don't know, man. Like, I've never worked in that world. Like, I mean, other than bartending and I did catering and I did other things, but I never owned my own thing or whatever.
Yeah.
So we did a Kickstarter, got that funded, bought the smoker, the licenses, like product and stuff like that. And then that's how it went.
There we are.
Yeah, that's how it went.
Dude, starting with a pig. Boom.
I know, right? Yeah, it's like everyone's like, well, what did you start with, ribs or whatever? I was like, no, we got a whole hog.
Dude, the butterfly effect on that one. That's insane. So I'll have to send you the episode, but I forget when it was. But for my 40th, I decided I wanted to do a pig.
Oh, yeah?
For a bunch of friends. And exact same thing. I was clueless.
Yeah.
Didn't know what I was doing. Borrowed a few. So I have a Traeger. I borrowed another buddy's Traeger. Borrowed my cousin's like a little tiny Traeger. And I had to dice up the pig.
You cut it into did you Frankenstein it back together?
Well, I'll send you the episode. You can listen to it. So basically the head was in one Traeger. Yeah. Like the front quarters were in one. And then the rear quarters were in one. And my first mistake was just overloading the smoker, and like the Traeger has a little probe in it, and like the probe got engulfed by the pork, and so I kept having like fire burnout issues because like it thought the Traeger was at 30 degrees or whatever the pig was.
Oh yeah,
so the fire wouldn't get going.
No, I gotcha. Yeah.
Pellet smokers, yeah. So
I have a pellet smoker. I'm holding one for someone.
Okay,
that they're going to use it in October for the World Foods Championship.
Yeah,
these guys in Japan, they flew in and like something happened with their smoker, so I let them borrow my trailer smoker and I brought them some tables and stuff.
Nice.
And they were so like appreciative that they had a Weber like Traeger too, because they're sponsored. I think they were sponsored by Weber, and they were like, "Oh yeah, no, take the Weber." And I was just like, "I'm not. That's it. What do you mean?
What am I going to do?
Yeah, what am I going to do?" Like, and he goes, "No, just take it, like as a thank you." And I was like, "That's too big of a thank you. I can't do like that's crazy." And then we had like this moment. And I was like, "How about this? I'll hold it for you, and I'll use it. But when you come back to Indy, I'll bring it, and you guys get to use it for your competition, so you guys don't have to do anything." And they're like, "Oh, all right, yeah." I was like, "Yeah." So that's the deal. And then and then I'm not a big Traeger like pellet grill. I like the wood fire stuff, but like I started messing with it. It's a lot of fun, like for testing. Like it's like a quick little, oh yeah, like let's test this. Let's do that.
Two very different worlds.
Yeah, it's actually really neat. Like and it can get so hot. Like I didn't realize how hot that you can get it to 600 degrees. Yeah. Like it's insane.
It's insane. Actually, that'll circle us back to our barbecue conversation, because I wanted to ask you about pellet smokers and your opinions on them. It's
I'd say my opinions have changed because like at first I was like, "Oh, this is a cheat," But I mean, kind of.
It's not a cheat. It's kind of a cheat.
It's kind of a cheat.
We'll call it
a crutch. And then I started messing with one. I was like, "Oh, I'd rather mess with this when I'm testing stuff than using the one that takes so much more effort."
Yeah. Well, that's why I went pellet smoker, because like I know who I am, and I know I'm going to forget to keep this fire going.
Yeah.
Maintaining temperatures, all this and that. With the pellet smokers, like you set the temperature, as long as your hopper's full,
you're good.
You're good.
Yeah, you're good.
Go inside, take a nap. It'll ring me if it gets low.
That's right. Yeah. No, they're cool. Like I totally take back all the things I've said.
There is a massive flavor difference though. Like, I still have not figured out how can I amp the flavor on my pellet smoker to kind of match.
So the Weber one that I play with has a super smoke function. So I don't know if that has that on the Traeger or not, but like
some Traegers do, mine does not.
So I think that's the thing that changes it.
Okay. Do you know what's actually happening? Is it lower the temperature?
It lowers the temperature to 180, which is, and then it just pumps more. So it must be a fan or something that pumps more and more smoke.
But that's not always necessarily the best kind of smoke, is it?
I don't know.
You don't
I don't like. I mean, like for what I do, like when we have ours, I build like a little wood fire under mine, and then it like smokes.
Is yours offset that you use
I have an offset one that we use for events and things like that, and then I have one from J&R Manufacturing in Texas. It's a beautiful smoker. It's it's the baby version, and it's still like 2,000 pounds.
Jeez.
And it's like about this wide, about the height of a refrigerator. Mm-hmm. It's got some electrical components, so it can keep the temperature stable at 200.
Nice.
But you put in a full firebox underneath. It's a cement like fireplace. Okay. And you just build a fire and just let that thing go.
Nice. And
like the smoke that we pump through there, like there's moments where the pipe is just billowing smoke out. It depends on what you're trying to cook. Some things can get over smoked. Sure. Yeah. But that's just like with anything. You got to be like, okay, this goes in for this much time. This goes in for this much time. I can finish this.
Do your testing.
Yeah. Like your machine, like everybody's smoker is different. Even if you bought the exact same smoker from the store, I bet you that it is a little different than the if you match them side by side. That makes sense.
Well, plus you got the day, like humidity is going to change things, temperature is going to change things, wind is going to change things.
Absolutely. So. Especially like smoking at like, 0 degree weather. Like,
yeah,
I've done that where I'm out just like keeping the fire going and like putting on like, you'd put on white oak or something like harder to get more BTUs and mix in the hickory and all that other stuff, like just to make sure to maintain that heat. But like white oak doesn't give you good flavor, in my opinion, but like it keeps the BTUs up. Then you throw some cherry, you throw some like flavorful woods on there just to keep it going. Never smoke with ash. There's a reason why they call it ash.
Even for heat's sake? Or?
I wouldn't.
Okay.
I just don't like mesquite either.
Gotcha.
It's got like kind of
it's bold.
It's got a flavor that I just like haven't figured out how to cook with it. Like there's something, I know people love mesquite. Like there's
I like it
world.
because it's a big, bold flavor. And I've mentioned this a lot, so I apologize. But like I've like fried my taste buds. So I need those big, bold flavors to kind of compensate for like my lack of taste buds. But yeah, it is intense. Yeah. Like I said, if you use too much or if it gets too crazy or if your meat's on there too long, like, it gets like real strong.
Like I wonder if they use it to finish, like it's a finisher smoke or something. I don't know.
I've never played with like, starting with one and then finishing with another one.
Yeah, that's a fun time. Really? Like, and like it's with your Traeger, you could probably layer it so that you could have like, all right, we're going to start with apple, finish off with this, and then
that'd be cool,
touch of whatever. But yeah, so like I have like back when I was testing this all, like I would have this back hall behind the garage with like different woods, and I put cherry, I put hickory, I'd put like apple, and then kind of fill with like the higher BTU ones, like whatever they were. Like hickory is pretty high, and then the white oak. So and then red oak too. Red oak is better flavor than white oak. And then you just start your fire, get your heat going, and then throw some apple in there. Like if I smoked fruit, like I would throw some fruit wood on there. Like smoking cherries is a lot of fun.
Oh man, yeah, sounds awesome.
Just get some black cherries, put them in a pan, smoke them. And then
you would use cherry wood for that? Like, would you sync it up?
Yeah, well, I mean, whatever I had, like it's really whatever I had. But if I had some cherry, like, or I would go get some cherry chips and like toss it onto the fire. Like, Are You Afraid of the Dark? Like just like drop some chips on there, and to give some of that. So that's a fun thing. Like you blitz those up. It's great to make simple syrups for like cocktails and things like that.
Well, I was at Goose the Market and they had a smoked honey at one point. That was awesome. It's like a honeycomb that was smoked.
Eagle Creek Apiary, they have smoked honey, like in squeeze bottles. You can just buy it. Like they're at the farmers markets.
Yeah, I would love to try that. With my current setup, I can't. It just gets way too hot. I would need to like route the smoke into like a cold box or something. Yeah, because like the honeycomb, like on a comb, I'm thinking, because that would melt the wax real fast. Yeah, so you could try doing an ice tray. Like like put ice down and then put a tray on top. I tried doing that with a few things. Okay. Like when I was smoking cream, like to smoke cream to make like we made smoked whipped cream and we made some other like. Dude, I was thinking about smoked ice cream the other day.
Oh yeah. So cool thing about smoked ice cream.
Have you done it?
Oh yeah, I've done it.
Oh my word.
So just get a smoke gun, and then when you're churning the ice cream, aim the smoke gun into the churn, and then like it looks like a thing from college. So you pack it up with these little fine little chips, and turn it on, and then you light it up, and then you can just aim that smoke gun,
just straight into
the churn,
into the cream one,
and then you can smoke the cream too. Like get like some Saran wrap, put like expand your surface area for the cream. Like with anything, the more surface area, the more smoke. So. Just Saran wrap, fill that up with smoke, put that in your fridge. Okay. Once the smoke dissipates and it's gone, shake it up, smoke it again if you want it. Smoke your smoke.
So you wouldn't necessarily put that on.
You don't have to.
Your pellet smoker.
Like that's a kind of a get a smoke gun. They're fun. Like they're just fun. Like you do a lot of stuff with them. Like I'm smoking watermelons today.
Ooh, for real?
Yeah. I've got so I've got them in the brine. They've been in the brine for almost a week now. And so they're kind of like hams, like a watermelon ham, and smoke those down. There's a guy in New Jersey that does this like big time, and he sells his watermelons for $75 a pop. Yeah, and I looked into
brined and smoked.
Yeah, so I was like, I did the math. I was like, all right, so he brines them for 6 days in the fridge, right? that takes up so much room.
Yeah.
That's $10 a day, and then $10 to smoke it for 12 hours.
Jeez.
So $75 for a watermelon.
Yeah.
I've done this before. I'm doing this for somebody. It's a 50-50 shot whether you like it or not.
Oh, really?
It's so weird. But it like slices and looks like lox. Like the way you like slice it. It's just like, it looks like it's
weird.
And it's got the texture of lox too.
Okay.
And since it's so salty and the fruit, like in the brine, it just does this thing where it's kind of like, what is this?
You just eat it like plain, or would you? Like,
you can put it like I would treat it like lox.
Okay.
You could eat it plain, but I mean, you could add it to a salad. You could add it to a sandwich. You could add it to whatever you want.
Diced in a sandwich or a salad. Yeah.
But my only suggestion really is like, just get bagels and like cream cheese and like rock it like it would.
That's awesome.
So I'm making some for my friends at Soli. It's a little wine shop over on 16th Street, right past the Monon. Really cool spot. It's just a fun place to have wine. So I'm making some for them to test. I don't know, like, we'll see. And then I'm going to do samplings and see if anybody wants to order a whole one. Nice. Because I'm not going to do slices. Like I did slices once where I like cupped them up,
Sure.
And sold them by and then I ended up
watermelon deli.
Yeah. But then like at the end, it was like not as impressive looking. And then
that's a lot.
Yeah. And,
like a
and
whole
then,
watermelon.
Yeah. And then it's a lot of work, like to slice all that up and then package it and only sell two vegans who were like, oh yeah, this is the best. And
we'll talk real quick about like how do you smoke a watermelon? Are you cutting it in half?
No, you leave it whole.
Really?
So yeah, you just cut
the smoke.
You cut the rind off. Well, it's so permeable.
Oh, okay.
It's like at the end, I'll show you pictures. After.
Yeah, please, yeah.
At the end, it'll look
for the listeners. Yeah, let's talk through this. Like, so there's no green at all.
No. You shave off all the rind. You make
that makes more sense.
You make a liquid brine, like a cure.
Sure.
Throw the watermelon in the cure, let it sit, and that'll just like absorb all that.
Yeah.
And then get it on a tray, on a rack, and then put it on your smoker, like on the tray, so it's not touching anything. Because if you want to maintain vegan, like, or at least vegetarian, because like some
can't touch those,
can't touch anything. But like also, I have to tell people that it's cooked in the same oven as meat, because some
air touched meat.
So there's some people that think that's too much too. Which is fair. Like it's your body. I get it, whatever. Yeah, you got
too close to.
Yeah, I got too close to the meat. But then you smoke it, and then it'll come out looking like a football. It'll look like a leather football. Jeez. It looks weird.
Yeah.
And then
does it lose a lot of moisture?
It starts shrinking.
Yeah.
All that starts dripping into the pan. And it evaporates. It's like I thought I'd get like a syrup or something or something cool from the drippings, and nothing. It just evaporates. And then after that, you cast iron it and sear it up.
Nice.
With some balsamic.
Oh, okay.
And then it kind of
sounds
and then
awesome.
it looks real pretty.
Yeah.
It looks like a ham, like
a watermelon.
but it's a watermelon, and it's. I still don't know if I like it. Like I've tried it every time I've made it. I go, okay, let's see, and I go,
that's awesome.
I don't know.
Like, try it. Yeah, is it going to be at a farmer's market here?
When I'll get it done this week, so I'll just text you.
Yeah,
and
I'm leaving. So
when are you leaving?
Wednesday.
Oh no. Maybe
the next round.
Yeah, next time.
Or stick some in a freezer for me.
Yeah, I could do that.
Let's do that. Well, yeah, we got way off topic here, so we're
sorry.
We're gonna have to do a round two.
It's been a wonderful conversation. I'm real ADD sometimes. Like we
love it. I think we'll just have to rename this to more of like a playing with smoke episode versus barbecue.
Okay,
because I've got some barbecue questions here.
Yeah,
and we can blitz through a few of these real fast.
Yeah, just keep me on track. Don't let me go off topic.
Well, we're on the same wavelength, which is part of the problem. So I guess real fast here. We talked about pellet smokers real fast. Are you a fat up or a fat down kind of guy when you're doing like a pulled pork? Or
yeah, you got to do fat up.
Fat up.
Yeah. Okay. So like with pulled pork, diamond cut your fat cap, and then I like to stab the meat so that it punctures that fat line.
Okay.
Because that fat line, like I know everyone who's smoked a pork butt, they've pulled it, and they have a huge chunk of meat, fat in there somehow.
Yeah.
Like, and they're like, what the heck? Like, sometimes that fat line is way bigger than
the inside fat line.
Yeah, the inside fat line. So if you slice, diamond cut, and then you stab that fat line, that fat from the top starts melting into your meat. If you have it flipped, that fat drips straight down.
Yeah.
And it's just a waste of that fat. Even though it's dripping into the meat and then down eventually.
Sure.
Like, I throw pans underneath and I catch all my drippings and use it for other stuff.
Yeah.
And it's easier to clean the smoker if you're catching all the drippings.
Yes.
That's what I would do.
Same with the brisket?
Same with the brisket.
Okay.
Yep. Well, I don't diamond cut my brisket though. Okay. I just salt and pepper my briskets.
But still fat up.
Fat up.
Okay.
Fat up, fat drips through your meat. Fat down, drips into your pan or onto your smoker.
Yeah. I've seen people talk about the fat kind of protects the meat from the heat just to keep it more indirect.
It depends on how high my smoker sits at 190 to 210. Okay. Like, I don't go much
fairly low. Yeah.
I go as low as I can.
Yeah.
And then I just let it roll.
I'll be honest, I've done a few experiments and I don't think I could tell you which was which. But that's probably where did I get my meats? Yeah. Each shoulder's very different.
Like, if you had skin on, people start skin up.
Okay.
And sear and cook, and then they flip it because that skin then becomes a bowl.
Yeah.
That
just to
saves
keep all that
juice.
Saves the juice.
Save the juice. You
Yes.
like it, the juice, huh?
Yes. Next question. Are you wrapping your meats or are you pushing through that stall?
I push through the stall.
Okay.
Yeah. I've tried.
You just let it rip?
I just let it
raise
rip.
Raise your temperatures at all? Or?
Nope.
Okay.
I smoke my stuff for
just get another beer
long
and
time.
keep going.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Nice. Next question here. What's the best pickled topping in your opinion?
Dude.
Are you are you an onion guy, a cucumber guy, a jalapeno guy?
Dude, I had these pickles in Chicago at Green Street Meats, and it was shaved white onion. It had cucumbers.
White, okay.
Yeah, like a Spanish onion.
Okay.
And dude, I don't know what it was, but I really dug that.
Nice.
So I mimicked that I haven't made that forever.
Nice.
Maybe I'll do that.
Yeah.
Pickled red onions. Those are fun.
Top tier.
Rice wine vinegar for the pickled red onions. We make quickles. So we just salt the cucumbers, spice them up, and dump the hot brine over them, and then let them come to room temp, and then throw them in the fridge.
Okay. Just a couple hours then in the fridge,
yeah.
or
no? I mean,
immediately.
I just keep them. I keep all my condiments in the fridge. I've always been that way.
Yeah.
I like colder. I like colder pickles than I do room temperature pickles.
100%.
Jardinera is kind of a wash because it's not really a pickle. It's kind of like a mess, but it's so good. Because those whenever you're at a Chicago place, there's just a giant jar of it right there.
Yep. So I'm with you. I think cold condiments is the way to go.
Yeah,
I don't know why. I don't know why balances well.
I guess room temperature ketchup for burgers and stuff. That's fine. But like that type of stuff is fine. But when it comes to pickles, I want my crunch. I want my all that stuff. Yeah.
Which is the sensation of a cold condiment. Yeah, it works better.
Yeah, I like it.
I'm with you. Cool. The best way to reheat leftover, leftover pulled pork, leftover brisket. How are you doing that? Well, first question: do you have leftovers?
I do.
I guess as a restaurant.
No. I'm thinking of me personally. If I had it at the house,
at your house.
So if I have it at the house, I would use a cast iron, and what I do is I don't reheat, I recreate.
Okay.
I'll be let's say I have some brisket left over and maybe some veggies or something. I would make a hash, cook up some hash, then throw in my meats, dice up the meats, and then make something new.
Sure.
I think that's the best way for that. If you're just looking to reheat a little bit, like how to reheat pizza, let's just say it's pizza. Cast iron, put it in the pan, cook it up a little bit, toss in a shot of water and cover it so it steams and reheats the top of the pizza but crisps up the bottom of your pizza. There's tricks like that for everything.
Yeah.
When it comes to brisket though, you kind of just want to sear or Oh, yeah. You could throw that into a grilled cheese while you're making the grilled cheese while it warms up. So it'll warm up itself. Like it'll dry out. If you sear any barbecue stuff, it dries out.
Yeah.
Like I almost like my leftovers cold out of the fridge. Like I like cold pizza. I like cold Chinese food. Like, I mean,
cold brisket.
Yeah. Nice cold brisket. Like throw it in a wrap and just walk away.
There we go.
But yeah, like for, let's say you make a bunch of pulled pork at your house, like it's yours, get a little vacuum sealer and then vacuum seal little bags. Yeah. Like quarter pounders or like 1 pounders, however you like it. And then just get like a pot of simmering water, and then you could sous vide it back to life.
That was my next question. Yep.
So that's the best way to bring back pork and brisket, because if you're searing it, you're drying it out. Yeah. If you have the time, vac seal them. Make sure there's a little fat in there, and then that fat will rehydrate everything, and it'll be the product that you want it to be.
Sure. Yeah, we've done that with pork. So we've got kids, so dinners are always a struggle. The other day I did like 3 huge pork shoulders and just froze all that meat. And so I've got little 1 pound bags in my freezer, vac sealed, and I've tried I've got an Anova.
Okay, the sous vide,
the sous vide machine. Yep. And I've tried the cast iron. I've tried just throwing it straight in the oven, and like they've all got different qualities. Yeah. Like I love the vac seal, or I love the sous vide, just because from a moisture content, like it's the juiciest. Yeah,
texture wise, it's what it probably would be closest.
But it kind of ruins that bark though. So like there's no like crisp, and there's no crunch. So like you almost need to like fire it under the broiler for like a few minutes after it's been in the sous vide.
So now you can take the painstaking effort of like putting all the bark in one. And then like get a little saute pan and crisp that up.
That's too much. Top. Yes, I like your thought there. I like it. Okay, but I love the fact that sous vide. It's
I would
a good way to go for sure. Yeah. I don't know if I have any other questions straight away. I guess barbecue sins. Let's talk about that. Are there? Well, we could talk. We didn't talk about binders. Do you use a binder
for my pork?
Pork, anything really?
Not really. I used to. I used to use mustards for brisket. I used to use a soy sauce mustard mix.
Or mayo. And then, I think people use mayo.
Mayo? Really?
You haven't heard this?
No. Is this new? Like, I've not heard this.
I think maybe it's the weird accounts I follow online.
I'll try that.
Maybe I could be making it up.
I mean, like my rub has brown sugar and like a bunch of other stuff. So like when it like rubs, it rubs pretty well and sticks. But I just found using all that stuff, like cranking out pork butts, was almost too much, and like I didn't even really taste the mustard or the or any of that. It just seemed like an unnecessary step. Yeah. And but again, I'm to each their own. Like that's the whole beauty of this. Like that's why everyone thinks my barbecue is the best. I'm from South Carolina. My barbecue is the best. I'm from Tennessee. My barbecue is the best. I'm from wherever you're from. So it's like we do it this way, and it's like cool. It is good.
Yeah, awesome.
I don't know if it's the best,
but it keeps you happy.
Exactly. If it makes you feel good and it's your culture and all that other stuff, go for it.
I love it.
I don't care. Exactly. Like I'm not a weird purist. Like I love fantastic. I love like finding people doing different things, and then I'll be like, oh yeah, I'll try that. I'll try messing with that. Yeah. Like beef short ribs. Like that's a thing that is huge in Texas, and like hardly anybody does it up here. And like you get like a brontosaurus rib. I love it. It's just like so much fun. Yeah. And like when I do
it's a process though, for sure.
It's a process, but like when I do those, like I just sell people the bone with the meat on it. Yeah. And like people just lose their stuff. So yeah.
That's awesome. Back to sins. Any like real quick barbecue sins? Like if we're gonna do something like you just
do you have an example?
Like trying to rush it.
Oh yeah, you can't rush it.
Time-wise.
No, there's no rushing. No, I mean that's not a sin. That's just not possible. Right. I mean, you could overcook stuff and then like have to chop it, and like you make chopped pork or whatever instead of pulled pork.
Sure.
And like not to say I've never done that, because sometimes like things happen in the middle of the night with the smoker and it doesn't go right, but like it's still good. It's just not as good.
Eat at lunch.
Yeah, it's just not as good.
Yeah.
No, I wouldn't call that a sin. I'd call that a mistake. Okay. I call that a fudge up. Yeah. I really don't know, man. I love when people do weird stuff. So like,
we just mentioned you're not a purist, so this might not be the question.
Yeah,
for you.
I know. Like, I mean, it's really hard. Yeah. I don't know. Like, smoke everything. I smoked water. I'm smoking watermelon this week, so smoke whatever you want.
I love it. Yes. Well, yeah. I'm talking to Colin Hilton the other day, last week. He was talking about pressure cooking a chicken to like get a better stock faster for that world food competition.
Oh yeah, that's.
Is that something like, could we use a pressure cooker to help get pulled pork faster, or is that like?
Oh sure.
Is that beyond?
Yeah, you could do that. You could smoke your pork butt and then pull it. Like, let's say you don't have a pellet smoker and you don't have all day. You could smoke it, get a nice like smoke on it, not finished, still raw in the middle probably.
Sure.
Pull that out, throw it in your crock pot, throw in some stuff, or like your pressure cooker. And, there you go. Finish it up. It won't have a bark.
Yeah.
It won't have.
But it'll fall like texturally.
Texturally, it'll fall apart. Like what I do this is what I thought you were going to ask. I pull all my bones from the pork butts, and then I throw them in a pressure cooker. Ooh. And I top them with water and like veggies, and then I make a stock. Nice. And then
reintroduce that back to the meat, or just?
Oh no! I use it for like
separate.
I use it for ramen. Like, ooh. I use it for collard greens or like anything that needs stock.
Yes. Instead
of buying stock. Like, water's
so much better. Yeah, doing it yourself.
Yeah, and the cool thing is, a friend of mine taught me this. Roger Hawkins, he used to own Circle City Soups. Mm-hmm. So I was learning to make broths. So he gave me a little like schooling. And so what you do is you make your first broth, right, with the bones, strain it, you have a big bucket of broth. And then you take all that stuff back, throw it into the pressure cooker, and run it again. Ooh. And then you strain that. You have a big bucket of like not as good broth. It's still brothy, but it's not as good. Next time you make broth, you take that out as your water instead of using water. So now it's like, I think he called it a Remy. I don't know. It's French stuff. And but it's almost like your mother for sourdough.
Yeah.
So you know how you pull from the mother to make the next sourdough batch and the next sourdough batch, and then you feed the mother, and then that keeps going forever or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not a baker. I can't do that either. But so you take the Remy or your kind of like your halfway stock and use it to make the next stock, which makes that stock even richer.
Yes. And
then you make another Remy, which that Remy's probably a little richer because it was made with the other Remy and it's not water.
Keep it going.
And then you just keep going and keep going.
Yes.
And keep going. It's a process. I did it for a while. Like, I think we were solid for like a year working with that. But then it was just like, this is too much. Like, it's a lot of fun.
Do you freeze it in between uses? Or
Well, I mean, we were going through so much at one time that we didn't have to. Like, we would just keep making more stock and more stock. We would use it for everything, like for chili or for whatever. Like, we would just use the pork broth. And we had one of those huge kettle cookers, like, to make it. It was so much fun with that kettle cooker because you could cook gallons and gallons. Like our barbecue sauce, we would make like we would just make so much so that we wouldn't need it like just one big batch. It was such a cool piece of equipment.
That's cool.
But that's when we had the big space at City Market. When we moved from the little space at City Market, we went to a bigger space.
Gotcha.
And we had it's like almost a 15-foot hood, like, where we had so many pieces of equipment, we could do so much stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah. Sick. I don't think I have any other questions, man. We definitely need a part 2.
Okay.
And we'll get more in depth here on some of the processes and whatnot.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, man, we're out of time.
Oh, all right. No worries.
This flew by.
Yeah. Sorry. Like, if I got off topic, I'm sorry.
We did, and that's okay. That's what we're cooks. We're Okayest Cooks. So, we're learning. We're experimenting, and like I love, everywhere you took us is super cool. Wrapping up, do you have a recipe that you want to share with the crew, the listeners?
Just use salt and pepper on your brisket.
Oh, okay.
Try that. That's a hot take. Like, some people love all that stuff. Just nothing but salt and pepper.
Okay.
Like really get it in there. And just see what you think. after working so hard on your other brisket that has all the other things that you think is so good.
Yeah.
And it's fine. But just try salt and pepper on your brisket.
Right.
Just give it a shot. And then, oh man, make your own, like I talked about, make your own, like save your bones.
Yeah.
Like it's real easy. You could freeze them. You could freeze your vegetable scraps. Like if you take an old like milk carton or whatever, or milk jug, you can like just start filling it.
Okay.
And put it in your freezer. And once that's full, you've got enough veggies to make stock.
Yeah.
And then throw your bones in, add your veggies, throw in some like fresh like garlic, like just take a whole head, cut it, put it in there. If you want to get real squirrely, like get your onions, chop them, get your carrots, chop them up, like, but don't keep the skin on. Take your garlic, keep the skin on, roast them. Yeah. Throw some tomato paste on all that and roast them. Then throw all those into your stock. You get all the smoky bones in there. You have a beautiful broth. Make yourself some ramen.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. So the bones, are you talking like you smoke a pork shoulder?
Yeah.
You take the bone out after you smoke it?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Take the bone out after you smoke it. So
you don't think it's like gone through its cycle? Like it's still got some,
it's still got some
juice left?
I've been doing it for a while, so it still works.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it definitely doesn't have much for the second round of broth.
Right. But it's still got some stuff to give.
Oh yeah. It still has lots of stuff to give.
Nice.
And try that out. Try making a broth. Season it any way you want. Like season it after. Like I add a bunch of like. There's these real. This is a cheat. This is a real cheat because there's these little like squeeze bottles at the grocery store that have like demi glazes and like other things, but there's like shallot and garlic. There's this and that. Like get some of those and like do a couple shots into your broth.
Okay. As
like a booster.
Nice.
And it just gives it like, it's like a little booster of shallot and garlic, like or whatever. And it gives some wild flavors because like, I mean, if you wanted to make that type of thing, you'd have to cook like 10 pounds of shallots and cook it down to nothing and blend it up. And then
it's a good cheat. I like it.
A little cheat.
Yes, that's perfect.
Especially if you get if you go to Saraga on the, either the west side or up north.
Yeah.
You can get their noodles and like a bunch of other stuff. Just make some ramen. I love ramen so much.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Like, dude, if I could open up a ramen shop, I think I would.
Gomez Ramen, let's go.
Oh man, I would do ramen as a special at the shop and people would lose their shit.
Really?
I was just like, I can't be. It's not.
Well, I'm pumped to take some of my leftover pulled pork and put that on top of the momofuku noodles.
Oh yeah, dude.
That's gonna be awesome.
That's gonna be good.
That's gonna be my next notable meal, I think. So if I reheat the pulled pork in the right way. So
just sous vide it up, man, or crisp it up. That'd be nice too. Oh, dude, I want to try dung pao ro. I think that's how you call it. I was watching this cooking show, and everybody was cooking the pork belly the exact same way, and I think that's what it was called.
Okay.
And they had these giant chunks of pork belly in this giant like stew thing, and they sliced. It looked like butter. The way they did it. I mean, you just reminded me of it, so I'm going to look it up just because I've always wanted to try.
You have to text me.
Yeah. But I watched this crazy cooking show on Netflix where they had like 200 chefs versus like 50 like professional chefs or something. Okay. But these other guys were pretty much professional chefs too. Nice. Like they're like, oh yeah, that was my assistant down there. And like, so your assistant at a Michelin star restaurant is the normal chefs. Please. So it's like, okay. And everybody was cooking that. Everybody was talking about it. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, you just reminded me.
Yeah, let's go. Next meal. But yeah, unfortunately, we got to wrap it up.
Cool.
Really appreciate you being here.
Yeah, no worries.
Where can people find you?
Carmel Farmers Market on Saturdays. Broderpool Farmers Market on Saturdays. We do pop-ups throughout the city. We do private dinners. We cater. If you want something from me, hit me up.
Website, socials.
Gomez BBQ for everything.
We can post your phone number if you want.
Sure. It's already out there.
It's out there. Yeah.
It's on a lot of bathroom walls. Call me for barbecue meat.
Yeah, so hit up Michael. Yeah, if you need, if you don't feel like smoking your own pork or your hog, because that's a lot.
Yeah,
that's a lot to do all by yourself. Yeah. But try it. Try it
that's
first,
fun.
And when you screw it up, call Michael.
Give
try it a few days notice.
Jeez, I actually need to check if I'm getting my pig on time this week.
Oh no!
So I got a last minute thing, and I was like, I need a hog. And they're like, by when? Thursday. And they're like, maybe. And I was like, Friday at the latest. And they're like, okay, let's talk.
You got some farm people. You know who to call.
I know. I just gotta make that call today.
Well, you better go do that. So.
Yeah.
Really appreciate you having you on, dude. The conversation was stellar. And we'll be back to talk
Sounds
more
great.
barbecue.
Awesome.
Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, good stuff.